more so like in America. You find a country like United States, where, as the name is, it's the United States. In fact, it's the United Nations. Find the Orientals, you find people from Scandinavia, people from Africa, they're all there. So
I'll
it's
take
like,
a break a little bit.
yes.
We kick off. These guys are ready.
Okay.
Okay. I expect you just before we get started. Before? Done. You pause a little bit. I would expect you to be jovial. I want to see your energy. I want to see the energy. The charisma. I want to see the muscle, the emotional muscle, the energy, the vibrancy. I want this room to catch fire. I want this ace to be engulfed. So that we ask for more. The boost. Our gentleman there, Principal Charles, he has a remote at hand. So don't worry. When the cooling whatever gets burning out, he can still escalate a little bit. So basically, we're gonna kick up. We're gonna get started now, and then I tell you, just awaken your faculties, the medulla oblongata, the system. Just put it at work, because a lot of people are gonna be listening to you, watching you, and okay. So, Dan, do you think our sitting, whatever, is...
It's okay.
It's okay? Okay. All right, okay. So, because this shoulder is also about to be...
Last or something?
Okay. You're set? Mr. Joe Mama?
Yes, please.
You're ready?
Yes, please.
You're good to go?
Yes, please.
Okay, we're getting to the ring. All right, let's get started. Welcome to Destiny Hub once again, to our lovely talk show, live streaming show. We're on. Today it's a beautiful Saturday, and I can see people are expectant and are waiting to hear what's going to be the topic, what's the theme. We are right on now. Just get the having Gloria, Pauline, Principal Charles, and I'm having McCain. So we are very privileged to have our guest from Germany. She said, no, I have to be part of this. So we're very blessed that we're gonna have different views from the side of, we are mingling cultures. So this time around it's German versus Uganda. Monique, So basically, it's a pleasure having you guys. Well, our topic today, our theme we're gonna be talking about love and money. Before we catch our story, before we get our story that we're going to be looking at, and then we open the air, people give their different views, let's first talk about love and money. A bunch of relationships are having issues. We have a bunch of ladies that are saying that love without money, non-existent. It's a non-starter. Love without money. They said, you can't run love without money. That love has to go with money. And then ladies are having a bunch of expectations. They are having their own perspective in that side. And then men are saying, no, these ladies are becoming too much. They're saying ladies are becoming too much. They are becoming materialistic. They're looking at money more than, offering love in this thing. So it's men feel they're kind of exploited and taken advantage of. Then ladies feel it's the right way to go. That's the debate that's on. What's your take, Pastor Raymond, in this regard?
Yeah, thank you again. I think before we take it like corporately, let's first disentangle the thing. Mm-hmm. First of all, what's money and what's love?
We'll be
money,
able to share some comments from online. People have
Oh.
started
All right, please.
sharing their views.
Please.
yes, money, to the economists, they will tell you it's a medium of exchange
Mhm.
and the determinant of value.
Money, medium of exchange and determinant of value.
Yes, we use money to do exchanges
Mhm.
and it determines value.
Okay.
So then the,
Yeah,
the,
from
the,
it.
the legalese, the people of, they will call it a legal tender, something that it is legally right to use in order when you are exchanging.
Okay.
But money, to me, it's a tool in management.
Okay.
It's something that is used in managing things. So when we talk about money, we are talking about a tool that is used to get what we don't have.
Mhm.
Then on the other side, we are looking at love.
Mhm.
Love is totally something different. As we said the other time, it's something that really goes deep into emotions, brings emotional satisfaction. Now, when you begin to equate money, but I will tell you, love is not bought. Love, as I said the other time, the original creator of love is God. It's His language, and it goes beyond what you can buy. It goes beyond that. So it will be unfortunate for us to sit here and debate about how love from man. Because the Bible that I follow says that men love and women submit. So, and I've come to discover that the way women love is by submitting, but men are handsome. And they say handsome means when something is in your hand. Handsome. So it's not about how big you are.
Did you
They
catch
ask
that,
you,
Gloria?
how tall is your
Somebody's not getting it. That the word handsome, to the ladies of our society today, they define it the other way around, that hand, some.
Something,
When having
something
something in the hand.
in the hand.
So, like, you know, so that's why they call handsome. If there's nothing in the hand, even if you are handsome, how your beauty is not visible.
So at that point, now love is corrupted. When money comes in, money can really bring corruption to human beings. So we should really be very careful of trying to, merge money, bringing together money and love. Because before money, there was love. Love was there. We love our parents, not because they have money, but because they are our fathers. There's something that connects to us. So love is a heart thing. This is what people should know. It's a heart thing. And money is not a heart thing. Money is a determinant of value. It's a medium of exchange. We use it to buy. There are people with money, but as long as money has nothing to buy, it's worthless. But love has its worth. That is why you find a man like in a village. You find a guy comes and squats under a katandare stand, at midnight. He just wants to just have a glimpse of the one he loves. And he's ready to forego the mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes,
They
takes
can
out the
even
mosquito
pour
bites.
him water and all that. Why?
Men,
Because love, they say love is more powerful than even death. You understand? So today, the reason why there's nothing really that is solid in terms of relationships is that when you bring in money, you can never get satisfied with money. Someone who's riding, who has bought a boda boda today is feeling very happy. But there's one with 3 saying, why don't I have 5? And the one who is driving a car, like his beautiful car, someone with BT says, I want an Impreza. And the one with an Impreza says, if I could get this Evoque Range Rover.
yes.
Then someone say, why don't I get a jet? So when you
Everyone
begin
is
to
chasing after something.
when you begin to equate love with money, we are going to get it wrong. And this is why today this faculty, this institution is suffering, because people are using wrong gadgets. It's like using Burundi francs and you go to a supermarket in Washington, you know, you will never buy. So
Yeah.
let's not use that. That is my take.
Okay.
That love is jumbled up today. People really don't know what to do, and they think they can sell off something in order to receive what they've got, and that satisfaction will be temporary. The joy of love, that gratification from within, will not come through. Why? Because money and love, they can really never. It just makes you feel happy about the one you love. So it's just a subset of a whole big thing. Love is
All right.
bigger than that.
Thanks, Pastor Remy. That is Pastor Remy trying to, you know, throw. It's like the topic that we're debating on today is love and money. Love and money. Can these two concurrently flow? Let me find out from a few people. What would be your take, Mr. Joel?
Okay.
Can someone enjoy love without money? And ladies are saying money is a very strong ingredient in
That is next to oxygen.
next oxygen. You know, that's what I say.
All right.
Next oxygen. They feel that they would suffocate if money wasn't in there. Tell us, what would be your view?
Okay, thank you so much, Pastor Eli. First and foremost, we need to understand what is love. Just like Pastor Remy has said, love is an emotion that keeps people bonded and committed to one another. Having known what love is, what makes us go wrong is now failing to define the purpose of love.
Okay.
Why do we have to love? What is that reason boiling in you, bringing such intense feeling towards someone? The purpose could be, according to me, happiness. I need to be happy. So, do I have to use money to buy happiness? Of course not. It's what I will do with the person that I love that will bring the happiness. Much as money is a medium of exchange, it can never buy love. It can never. And we shouldn't compare love to money because the two are totally different. So, according to me, I would say, if you get a person that you love, get to the drawing board. What does God say? Love is patient. Love is kind. Bear the fruits of the Holy Spirit. Practice them together with the person that you love. Money is not part of them. So the issue of money shouldn't come in because the Bible says money is the root of evil. The moment you think about bringing in money into your love, then you may spoil it. However, money is good also in love because it is a catalyst. It spices up the love. Then happiness comes.
Okay.
That's what I can say.
I see. There's a scripture. If you go the Bible way, there's a scripture that says that money answers all things. Money answers all things in Ecclesiastes. And so, ladies, I don't know whether they got stuck with that because they feel a bunch of them. They said no, money is next to oxygen. When a relationship has no money, someone begins to suffocate. Eventually, will be dying out. Now, Gloria, what would be your take on this?
Okay, thank you for that opportunity. Lately, we shouldn't blame the youths or the ladies because it's now coming from the parents we have.
Okay.
The parent is saying, if you're outside there, please make sure you get a man who has something in the pocket, right?
Okay.
So
We've had
even
enough
yes, you know,
challenges.
and you see this lady is from a poor family,
Mhm.
and the only advice they are giving him is getting someone with money. So this girl won't be real to herself. She won't like take time to find the love of her life. As long as she gets this person who has what the family needs, that is all. But later it will affect her. And the other thing is, we live in societies. We have people we live with, and there is nothing that affects a lady like peer pressure, you know. We've seen slave queens, and we think they are the ladies that enjoy the most precious life, you know. They have the best life, you know. Their lifestyle is like, wow. And this person who is godly, maybe is a born again girl, she's a church girl, she feels like, I think God is not answering our prayers because I'm poor, I'm not getting what I deserve to get, you know. And she's like, no, I deserve more, because we know that we are supposed to dominate. We are supposed to have dominion. That's what the Bible says. So we are like, no, I deserve more, you know. So we take it that way. We take it that way, that we should get men who have money. Then the moment you have that in mind, it is already a target. So it means love has vanquished. Understand? So you get someone who loves you, just because he loves you, say, okay, after all, he loves me. But you haven't felt it inside your heart that, you know, I love this man. And afterwards, after some time, things will change. Because eventually, what comes by goes by. Like, you will feel that the truth is, I didn't love this man. Then what if you're already amidst this relationship and the man you love comes? What will you do? What will be the end?
He just killed the one.
Just because this heart didn't get the person it wanted. We always have, the people call them the better halves or what, anything. But this heart still has something to do. It has to find out the person it really wants. This heart has to connect to another heart to be a whole. So if you're trying to fake it out because of money, things won't work out still. But again, we are not blaming them. It's either out of peer pressure, or maybe we've been in churches and we're seeing our pastors are so rich. You know? Yeah, and they talk, actually, in churches nowadays, everything is about money. You know? The devotions we get, you know, we deserve to get money, we have to be rich. That's the thing that is so everywhere. So you don't have to blame anyone comparing love to money, just because that's what is going on. But to me, I would say with love, you can make money to give. Because
my question is, would a good number of ladies be patient to hang in there such that they build it up together slowly, or they want to raise? Like you say that they are coming from homes where the parents have set already the bar, you know, the expectations, like I've spent money on you, on your school fees, I've brought you up, you know, especially girl child, it's very expensive. Girl child, they need a bunch of shoes, making hair, changing hair, flipping hairstyles, you know, every week, every 2 weeks. And then the earring, every part of you needs something. The eyebrows, they need to be attended to. The lips, everything. The ears, the earrings, the extensions, you know, the bling bling. So basically, the question is, after the parent overspending, spending resources on you as a girl child, that's why in African they are like, make sure you bring home somebody who will replace my resources. You know, so I think that is what pushes the parents also. They want at least to enjoy in their holidays, you know. Let me first, I'll get back to you. Let me first catch what's Meg's contribution. What's your take on this? Love with money, you know.
Yeah, well, I have a lot of experiences in that field. First of all, money is important. Yeah, money is important, that you feel have a feeling of security in a way.
Yes.
And I also support this, that money makes people corrupt in a way, even with small amounts of money. It doesn't have to be millions. I experienced that. I mean, when it comes to love, it's at the end a relationship that you have. It can also be a friendship. And people can become crazy when it's about money suddenly, and then it takes away some form of passion, and then the money is in the foreground. And I think the material things are important, have to be respected, but there's also something which on a higher level, which I think is more like ether, like what I call love and light. I think everyone has it in its heart, like a purity, which connects every one of us. And this love and light has certain values, like instead of being greedy, to be grateful, instead of being jealous, being respectful, and show forgiveness instead of being having anger inside, and all these things. How you feel, how you think, how you act have consequences on the relationship that you have. I experienced, for example, with one of my family members, she was very rich, had several houses and so forth. And then men came, assuming they love this person, and took away all the wealth step by step until she got poor. But she would have never had needed to work in her life. Yeah, so she got cheated, and so I have this experience, or like some
Just a little bit, make the holding over there. I've seen different cultures, especially in Indians. The Indians, with them in their setting, they say it's a woman who pays dowry. Dowry is paid by the woman, not the man. So it's the woman who marries the man who pays off. And then in African setting, I believe also you that side that it's the man who does what? You guys do pay dowry that side?
No.
You don't pay dowry.
Nothing.
These African men, I need to send them the other side. So the other side is no dowry. You come together, and then of course there are versions. I hear when they are marrying these days in Europe, they ask you, we marry in what? In property, like, or without the property, whatever.
It's like a contract.
It's like a
terms
contract.
and
They
conditions.
consider what you're coming with, what are you bringing, as we sign. So, should we get issues when we are splitting? Should we divide what we have? Yes.
My view about that, I would really support the idea that money is important in love. Because currently, in the generation we are in, we see that those days, women used to work with men to get what they have. And with the time, I think men started taking women for granted, whereby you could work with a man together to achieve something in the family. Then at the time that you feel that now you should enjoy as a couple. This is when a man starts getting other young girls to enjoy with the money you've worked for with him. So for you, you stay at home with the children, taking care of the home. Yet for him, he's outside there enjoying the money with what? Other girls. So this spoiled women's ideas, and currently women are like, at least I want to find you somewhere. I don't want to start at 0 point. Because if at least I found you with something, if you do your stuff, I'll not worry much, because I know I didn't work so much with you to get what you have. Then the other thing, it is the generation we are in. Currently, a person who doesn't have property or who doesn't have money, you looked at as being nothing in the community. So we can see that these days, the weddings, introductions and stuff, they have been exaggerated. So if you see your friend or someone being introduced, maybe you studied with this person, they've brought a lot of gifts, a lot of stuff. you know, how will you have the boldness to take someone who will,
With a little.
you know? So it is obvious. So this has really, it has really changed the whole thing. So making it a point that if you're a man, at least do something for yourself before a woman comes in to add something on you. Yeah, that's my view.
All right, that's following sake, because the society is having issues now. Peer pressure is coming from the parents. When we were talking to Gloria, we realized that peer pressure is coming from the parents. They are setting that, raising the bar, telling their daughters, please, I've spent so much on you, educating you, nurturing you. So you need to bring somebody with something, not just somebody who will come and enjoy our investment in you. Then the other side, we are realizing that the challenge with the love and money relationship is that they're borrowing a leaf, from the society, because the people who are having glamorous, functions at just the introduction. The other day I saw somebody taking a fuso, a big truck of cement at the introduction, a big truck, fuso full of cement. And then a big truck followed with another truck of furniture, the sofas, the fridge, the whole long truck was loaded with furniture. The other second truck, it was just cement, building materials. And then from there, they land the other side. Now on the neighborhood, what do you expect the fathers of their daughters when they visit those families and say, my daughter, did you see what happened? Never you dare bring somebody here. With nothing. I don't want these survivors. I don't want these survivors. So the society, people are copying from that. The society is mixed up with the spenders, the big spenders on their function. So parents are also adapting, and they are like, no, I think we need to do something with our daughters. So that's another thing. But the Indians, they have a system that says that keep the wealthy amidst the what? The family. They keep the wealth amidst the family. That's why they marry the cousins. They marry with the, cousins can marry cousins within family. They don't want to go far because they don't know what's happening in the other family. They want to keep the wealth there. Yeah, they don't want to spread their wealth. They want to keep the wealth within the what? The family setting. The other thing is we're discovering a bunch of factors that are leading to this. Mr. Principal Charles, what is your take on this? Money. Can a relationship really today survive without money? How do you help us? How do you hook up with a lady and help her move with her steadily without any complaints, even when there's little money in that relationship, no big money in there? Is it possible anyway? And if it's not possible, if it's possible, how do you cut that out? What's your take?
Wow. Thank you so much. The key word is today. That's a very key word. Originally, when God created the earth, love existed on its own. You wouldn't need money.
Okay,
You
so
get self-driven. Everything, love. You get. You wouldn't need money to date someone or what. But over time, society has changed. Society has changed, and competition has set in. You get. You want to have what someone else has.
Okay.
You get. That kind of thing is what is now pushing people. At least for me to love you, show me that you can give me this.
Come with something.
Come with something. You get? I don't think love will ever go away. Because we've seen so many people, now young girls, who date rich guys who have the money, but without actually loving them.
Yes.
You find that later, they find someone else whom they can love without money. Why? Because they've already satisfied themselves with the money, Now they are missing the love.
Aside from from the to sustain.
Oh.
Yes. Okay. But sometimes it's hard to first have love before money. Yeah? Sometimes it's hard for ladies. It's hard. It's very, very hard.
Let me first ask you a little bit, let me come in a little bit there, sorry. Does it mean it's better to marry before money comes in? Should guys work so hard to at least marry somebody before they make money? Because if they make money, will they get the true love? Will they get the true love anyway?
What I would say, the fact that we realize that women want you to have money for you to be with them, I would advise the young men to first make the money.
Yeah.
Someone's left wondering, if I first make the money, the too much money,
Not too much, but at least.
okay, if I make the money and I start attracting somebody, some lady, will that lady really, will I be so sure, how will I be so sure that this lady is not coming for my money? Because men also I left in the corner say, where can I, I've seen them when they are by themselves. Is it possible to get someone who loves you genuinely? Are there still those ladies who can love you genuinely? And then, but if here you are, you made money, you made investments, how would you tell in that scenario, in that atmosphere, that whichever lady that is coming, it loves you genuinely when you have gathered something? Somebody is wondering, is it okay if somebody perhaps marries before he accumulates much wealth? So that he can at least get the true love, someone who loves him for who they are, before too much money and wealth comes in. What do you think?
I think the fact that you'll be attracting them, it will be up to you to start CV. Look at each one of them.
What's the yardstick? How do you tell?
Criteria.
What's the criteria? That now this one, the way that she's rolling her eyes, this one is on money. This one is generally loves me. How do you really?
I don't think when you are to marry someone, you're going to fall in love with that person you're going to see that person at that particular moment and then marry that person at that particular moment.
It will take time.
It will take time.
Courtship.
You get. So as you are taking time, you are studying this person.
Okay.
But in the meantime, there are others coming. Because
There are others coming.
now, you see, these are two things now. Are we talking about people coming together? We are talking about love.
Love.
Because the thing is, if I have to make money before I'm loved, then that person does not really love me.
Exactly.
But they love my money.
They love money.
So when someone comes with more money,
They will be carried away.
exactly. I've seen guys who have failed to marry simply because they have too much money. And they have this attitude that, when you have money, they will come. And when they come,
They come playing.
for them, they will come and use them because they know it's about their money. So the thing is, I would say money has destroyed love,
Yeah.
has destroyed it. But the reason being that even us, we are selfish. One thing that I know, that when you are two and you really love and you're created for one another, money will come through.
Yeah.
Number two, marriage is not for children. And I'm not talking about children in terms of age or what, but you have to really sit down and look at what are the real qualities of marriage. Am I old enough to get married? Because leave alone this peer pressure. It's like even your parents are becoming selfish. Things that they failed to get, now they are pushing you to get
See
them.
their children.
Yeah.
There's this scenario, a boy goes with his father to school, they use a taxi. When they reach there, when they're given the report, the father tells the boy, why is it that you are the last? Don't you see your fellow friends? Then the boy told the father, why is it that we have to come in a taxi? And to see other parents
Driving.
Driving. So, at this point, we really have to sit down because you are going to create another thing. You are creating another world. I want us to look at not ourselves. Marriage is not for selfish people. Marriage is for people who are going to settle and you are going to raise children. Which children you need to see them graduate. You need to put the real values in them. And let me tell you, men are also wise. They know those who love money and they will not trust them. And remember in past days, this guy would come, would buy airtime for 50,000 for this girl in the hostel. But he wouldn't trust to leave 3 million in a hostel for the girl. Yet at his home, he can leave 3 million in a bedroom, and at home they eat katoba. And he will go home and ask this woman, where is my money? But he cannot leave 3 million with a campus girl. Yet he can buy her airtime for 50,000 and leave 30,000 for Kameza at home. So what does this mean? Love has to have an element of trust.
Yeah.
The moment you bring in money, then that means you've become a commodity. You've become a commodity. There's something that is going to be sold out there. And you also know that this guy is not taking me because he loves me, but he's buying me. And that's how you find fights in relationship. You find a guy kills a woman. You understand? Over 20,000. Why? Because he knows he bought you. You are his commodity. You understand? So before we bring in money, we have to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Do I really love this guy? And am I going to use him for my hair? How did our parents do it? Up to now, my mother is in my father's house. My father was not that rich guy, but there was that genuineness. And they knew that love has responsibility. So money should become something, something that really makes this thing, the journey, easier. It's a subset, small subset. But now we've tried to expand it beyond love. That is why men, these days, they don't care. He dumps you and gets another one. You dump him, you say, thank you. You've saved my money.
Thank you so much, Pastor Remy.
Yes.
There's been a saying this day that Pastor Remy said that I would rather go with a man whereby I can cry in a Benz, in a limousine, other than laughing
In the heart, on a
on a
bicycle.
bicycle.
Yes.
You're happy on a bicycle just because we have love, but you're in the bicycle. I would rather shed tears in the
You see?
limousine.
You see?
You know.
The
I
thing
just have a
is,
soft.
the
Whatever.
thing is, David made a statement in Psalms 130, 119, 37. Says, Lord, let mine eyes not behold vanity. There's nothing that is all these fights and violence like materialism. Materialism. It's a tool that has really killed the values of humanity. Because let me tell you, love does not stop with the two.
Okay.
Love trickles down to children. At home, sometimes, because I'm a father, become happy and secure. The moment that there's raising of voices, all of a sudden, you find them ducking under their beds. Because when you come together, you are creating an institution which is godly. You're raising up children who are going, some of them are the ones to bring in money. Because you may begin small, and at 50, that's when your son will buy the Range Rover. How do you think about that?
I get it.
You may cry in a Range Rover and die in it.
Yeah.
I've seen girls and young men who are contracted HIV and other, diseases simply because they were in the Range Rover.
No, it's wrong.
See? So, because happiness comes as a result of material things, but joy is a hard thing.
Okay.
Joy is a hard thing.
Is that- okay.
Yes, it's good. It's like when you are close to the one that you really love, there won't be no suspicion. You see, it's now evening. People are walking back. They're walking from societies. They're going to take their taxis. Those who bought taxis, they will board their taxis. They'll go, reach the gate, close the gate, go through it, go into the bedroom, close the bedroom, and they remove everything. That's where they feel secure.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
And that is
The
how
pattern.
love moves. Yes.
Okay.
There's a place of security. But when you bring in money, you'll begin to act. You'll go for talk shows where they will tell you 7 ways of keeping your husband, 10 ways of bringing your husband early at home. And most of the people who are authors of these things, they are failures in marriage.
Yeah, true.
Because that brings me to remember the so-called Sengas of today. We have the aunties, the Sengas.
They are failures.
I'm trying to look through, and someone will be wondering, why is it that these Sengas, none of them is what?
It's
They're
married.
married. But they're the best, advisors,
They are
the
commentators
counselors,
about-
the
yes.
commentators, the coaches, the trainers, and stuff like that. That explained me to somebody saying that people run to, they feel safe running to a witch doctor for wealthy, who is in rags,
In tatters, yes.
in the tatters, in the small glass house and stuff like that. And you look at where you're going and you're like, are you normal? Why can't a witch doctor have a mansion with a limousine in the yard, 3 limousines, and say, come, I help you to catch wealth?
The gods don't
You know,
allow.
the gods can't allow. All right. Now, I want us to run quickly to the story. I want to throw this story real quick, and then we catch your comments. The story is, there was a couple, very true story. I even saw that couple. There was a couple back home. This couple was in the neighborhood. Now, these guys, they're married together with about 4 children. Now, the economy goes crazy. Just like you see, if prices escalating, soap, everything, it's shooting high. Now, the life started, pressing in. It turns to be a very realistic habit. So the man wakes up one day and tells the wife, let's debate, let's talk. We need to find a way to survive. Things are tough, we don't have enough money, and we have kids to raise. Life stuff, we don't have resources, and we have to survive. Then the man brings an idea. He said, honey, I have a little money with me on the account. I'm going to withdraw that money just to buy makeup. Buy a few clothes, you work on yourself. But after working on yourself, tune your hair, fix your hair, your eyebrows, everything, you are on point. And then you go to these posh big hotels. Stage yourself, wait again. Stay there, and when these poor people comes around, don't even dare. But when the rich shows up, respond. When you respond and you catch one rich man, work out things after feasting, then you get to the room. Just the story is starting in. I need your contribution. So from there, the couple has sat with the wife. They're in serious poverty. The man comes up with an idea. He said, okay, I will withdraw the little money on the account, work on you as my wife, make up everything, you're intact, you're on point. The man comes, it's okay. And then after feasting and doing everything, run to the hotel room. At the hotel room, you wait when you get in there and just tell him, excuse me, get to the bathroom to fix yourself. And then the bathroom text me the room number, the hotel, give me the address. I'll be right there. Once I come in there, then before anything goes on, don't allow any
Touching.
Any touching. But just excuse yourself like you are, making up in the room before you present yourself. Then I'll be right there. Once I come, then I'll get the man ready handed. You're the one with my wife? Oh, you're the people who are messing up with our wives. I've gotten hold of you. Then from there we set charges. So we'll go to the court or whatever. Then before you know it, the man will be scared of the embarrassment. We make some money. Then the next catch, we go on like that. We'll survive. So they did the first lot.
Stamped.
The first one, they got something. The man was actually, a businessman was buying produce. So he didn't want his name to go up.
Right.
So to protect his name, he popped out about 2 million
Okay.
Uganda money. So gave he said, please, people gather a little bit. He said, the man even pushed the wife. He said, go home. Very stupid. He said, so the man pumped out the money. Now, they enjoyed the money. The second one also worked. After 3 months. Now the third one jammed a little bit. This time around, the woman got the hold of this rich man. When they were in the hotel room, when they exited to the hotel room, the woman went to the bathroom as usual to text the husband. So she texted, but network jammed. The text was not going through. And the man was like, hey, come on, you're making up for the whole year?
Time.
Time off, please.
And my
So,
money.
of course, And then from there, the woman ran out of explanation. The messages are not going. This one's not showing up. And then she had to yield.
Give in.
To give in. When she gave in, by the time network came,
The man was
by
available.
the time the man arrived, this one had already gone. The first half was, they had covered the first half. The man said, no. Brought him to the door. And then from there, he called, he banged the door. The staff came, they opened. This one were in towels. And he said, what is it? No. Now, this time he could not even remember to talk about the business. He just said, what did you just do? He was on the wife, beating up the woman. And he said, you need to go and pack up your bags. This is not what we agreed on. Now, this woman is being told to pack up her bags. I didn't send you to commit what? Adultery. We agreed, this is business. Get the money and then call me, I catch the guy. So, the question is, we've been talking about man and what?
And
love. Because of the stress shop. Now the question is, what's your take on this husband? The woman is being told to pack, he's committed adultery. The woman is like, no, I sent the message, you didn't show up on time, you were lazy. You didn't show up on time, it was not my fault with network. I did my part. Karen.
It's quite interesting, but I'll go back to where I began from. Love is a commitment. They were both, a little bit selfish. Even love has to go through testings and hard times. In fact, what proves you intimated with it at the time, what proves that there's love? So this person who says, I love you, but usually through those hard, troubles and those times that are really testing. Such times usually come to test the love that you have for each other. Because both of them, somehow, they were wrong. And, whatever they had used as a trap, it blew before them. It was bound to happen that way. Because they loved too much money. At the same time, they wanted to hold on love. They say you can never make your cake and eat it. It doesn't happen that way in love. The reason why people connect to others, it's not usually because of the good life that they get, but they look back and remember how you stood in for them. So these two, they were both amateurs. They did not come together because they really loved.
Okay.
They were just like people who were practicing love, but they were not mature enough for love. Love is patient, as our brother said. That is Corinthians chapter 13. It's patient. Love does not hold grudge. This man, if he really loved this woman, would have grabbed the woman, go home, and probably they sit down, say, this is how things went. It's a deal that went bad. It went bad. So if there was really love, they would have seated down and talked about it and come up with their next strategy, probably a little bit better in a better way. But you realize that they are both looking at the money and they were using each other as a business. So there was no love there. It was about money. They came together for money.
For money.
And it will be for their face. Because money will always lay you bare. Whether you really loved each other or
not.
you're using each other.
Okay. We're almost getting to our end. Let me hear from my brother.
Thank you so much, Pastor Remy and Pastor Eddie. Well, I think for me, I read a certain book and it was about two lovers, and one was Audrey and Amanda. And this is what they say. Love should be genuine. It shouldn't be centered on material benefits. You should love someone not as a trial or an experiment. When I look at that story, this man actually had to take this woman to a big trial. She was more of a trap. I think I would say maybe this man, both of them actually, I would say they were insane, because you can't do such a thing. Because if he knew that the deal has gone bad, the best thing would do, maybe he would work on the man, maybe pay the money, they go home and they reconcile. Why? Because even the lady did not really wish to do what she would have done. But that's why they say that whatever a man sows, so that's what he will reap.
Okay.
This man, at least they ought to have used that little money they had to pass, because they were not the only couple that were going through that kind of situation. Just know, the situation that you go through, anyone else out there is going through it. So it's always to be patient, yeah? You shouldn't take your wife as a trap or an experiment, but you sit down and you plan for the little you have. That is what you call genuine love.
Genuine love.
It should not be centered on material benefits.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my brother. Okay, my dear sister. Come on, I didn't tell. What's your take?
Thank you very much for this.
Yes.
Well, for my own take about this, I will start by saying that there was no love between the two, and maybe they didn't have a mutual connection. Because if a man, I'm going to take back to the initial start of the story, that the man took time to think of an idea of how to generate money, and all he thought was to have the lady do the work.
Okay.
He put in the money,
He
meaning,
was a collector.
sorry?
Was
Yes,
he-
for him it was
An investor.
I don't know, maybe he was investing. But at the end of the day, he did think that there is also a possibility that this lady later on will get attracted to these rich men. It may not have happened in the story, but if the situation continued, maybe we would find that this lady is getting attracted to these other men, which will again lead into something bad. So whatever trap the man laid was very insane, and he didn't love the lady, because love is protective. In love there is forgiveness. So if I protect my own, I really don't know I'm going to come up and the first idea I'm having in my mind is to use or to serve him. Go somewhere else and do this, which we are supposed to do together. So I feel the man did love the lady. He only liked what maybe the two were getting in the relationship. Either money or anything. And love, as I said, in love there is forgiveness. He would have thought if I came up with this initiative, I had to sit down with my lady.
Okay.
What went wrong? Did he try to see if the lady sent in messages or no? We really don't know. But he concluded, leave my
Once he
house.
saw both of them in the towels,
Yes.
he said, "Oh my goodness."
No.
You know?
It'll be just
Yes, Charles.
I would like to differ a bit. But I don't think this man never loved the woman. I don't think so.
Okay.
He loved her. They loved each other.
Yes.
But you know, we normally react differently to circumstances. You get? They had their love, but they were not having money.
Yes. And they needed to survive.
And they needed
They
money.
had children to raise.
Like, now what can we do? What the man thought of was that. Unfortunately, he didn't think of the consequences. That's the wrong thing he did. You get? He at the end of the story, he kissed the woman.
Yeah, we sent the woman to park.
That was a wrong decision.
I didn't send you to do the adultery.
That was a wrong decision. You get?
Because
Eh?
this is
'Cause
business
he would have understood that we discussed this because we never had the money, but things didn't go the way we wanted. Let's leave that. In fact, let's stop it. Let's stop it. Because what they had decided on wasn't the right thing.
I get your point. Yes, Pastor Remy.
I'm trying to ask you, what are the boundaries of love? Because it's like it was far-fetched. You know, there are things that you will excuse your spouse, but really to sit down and think of another man, you know, men are men. You are taking your wife close to another man, and they are locked in a room. I mean, in the meantime, what are you thinking? So for me, I'm thinking there was no love.
yeah.
They just came together. It was a relationship of convenience. Probably at one time they loved each other and they became fed up. They never knew how to spice, because also love has to be spiced, and that's when money has to come in. You know, it's like when you are cooking meat, beef. When you just boil beef, it won't give you the best flavor. So you have to get the tomatoes, you have to get beef masala. So what do we say? Do we say you are eating beef masala or you are eating beef? So the thing is, this money or this man didn't know how to spice his love, because love has to be spiced, and that's when now money comes in. But the moment you overspice the beef, a friend of mine yesterday went to an Indian restaurant. He came back crying. I asked him what went wrong. He said, chili. He had asked for beef, but beef became chili.
They have gone with hankies.
Yes. So the thing is, probably at that point, because there's something behind the back of any man concerning his wife. There are territories we don't sell off. It doesn't matter what. When they are sold off,
I disagree.
when they are sold off, that means there's no love. As she said, love is protective. There's, you find a man talking to your wife and say,
Just as I said, we react differently.
No, it's
Depending
not
on
about-
our backgrounds, we react
The thing is,
differently.
I'm not looking
Because-
at the reaction. But this man is sitting down
Now we are
and is planning one day, day 2, day 3, and he's drawing a plan. Now, in the meantime, he's looking at money, and the wife is diminishing in his mind.
Yeah.
He's looking at it. It's not about reaction.
Just a moment,
This is
Pastor Remy.
something that is thought of.
Pastor Remy.
Just a moment.
Yes.
Just a moment.
Wait, how do you...
Just a moment.
Yes.
Just a moment. There is something. We've heard of this is a bit off, but I would like to actually use it as an example. We've heard of scenarios whereby a man or a woman beats his child to death just over something like 500 shillings. You've heard of such scenarios. Eh?
Yes.
We who are just hearing the story, we are like, how can you beat your child for just 500 shillings?
Now,
Yeah? But the man,
Didn't mean to kill.
500, it didn't mean to kill. And even that 500, you don't know how long he has spent.
no, the thing is, my brother, the thing is, we are talking about premeditation. Before this woman went there, leave alone the reactions there of going. But I'm looking at how this man sat down
Maybe
to draw a
he
plan.
had tried and things were not working out. That could be the easiest.
Let me, a little bit, we're having about 3 minutes or so. Let me just catch Gloria's thing.
Okay, like Pastor Remy said, in every genuine relationship, there is that sense of being protective, you know? Because if this man was in true love with this lady, he wouldn't even have thought of taking this lady as a commodity, you understand?
No, it didn't.
Because,
It
no.
Sell herself. It was just a setup.
Now, at a moment,
I rescue you, we charge.
like at a moment, this man, maybe the love he had vanquished, and all he thought of was money, and he decided to use the available resources. So I conclude saying that there was no true love from the beginning.
All right, I'm coming back here.
Okay, thank you so much, Pastor. To me, I may say this couple had set the relationship on a wrong ground. First of all, we need to get back and see how did the relationship of Adam and Eve start. In Genesis chapter 2, verse 18, it says, and God said, it is not good for man to live alone, and he made him a companion that fits him. From there, we see Eve coming in. And the life started going on well, because it's God that initiated the relationship. Now, if God started this relationship of the two, they would know where to go in case something is not going on well. To me, I see, they would ask God, things are not working well. What can we do? Our God is good, will reveal to us, or reveals to us, each and everything. This couple would get where to start from. When you read in 1 Timothy, allow me to read there, chapter 6, verse 9 and 10, it says, those who want to get rich fall into temptation and a trap, and into many foolish and harmful desires that plug people into ruin and destruction. For the love of money is a root of all kind of evil. These people wouldn't go for such a game, but instead they would plan better basing on the wisdom given to them by God. In Psalms 121, it says, I will look up onto the mountain from where my help comes. So they would look at God, because verse 2 says, God is the creator of heaven and earth. He cannot look on when things are not moving well. God wants us to live a happy life. So their marriage was meant to be positioned onto God's principle. Things would work out well. But the challenging part of it is that we fall into love, we end up in marriage. And moreover, marriage that is not holy. So Satan comes in and brings such plans that again take us into temptations and traps. Then things fail apart. We find ourselves in a divorce.
I get you. Thanks, my brother Joel.
You're welcome.
Okay, what's your take over that story?
Well, I mentioned before that I see that life has certain principles, and I think they acted against these principles and lost a lot. Instead of being grateful for what they have, they were maybe greedy and also respectless within the relationship, but also against respectless against some other human, where they lost, let's say, respect to themselves at the end. Also, they lost some peace in their life, acting in such betraying way. And I think if they would have shown trust in life and patience, I think a solution would have shown up. It would have solved their problem at the end. I think life itself provides everything that we need, and if we think we need to, let's say, shoot someone else and reference money to solve my problems, I think that's not the right solution at the end. Yeah. So they have lost at the end on every level.
So the lesson we catch is not to be overtaken with money, to fight harder. Someone will be left. Some people are saying that if God meant to take all women out of this world, that there would be two things that would be left to happen. That one, the world would be very boring. If he left only men and took out the wives, the women, that the world would be left boring. Two, there would be peace. That's what the other men say. And you ask why? He said that because most of the troubles that are happening is happening because of women. Women are big fun. They're big spies in this world. You know, when they're there, they make the world very colorful. You know, very appealing, very enjoying. But they come with a package. That is some men that they come with a package that everyone wakes up to fight for. Now, like that one, he was trying to redeem the family. You know, and if it was like because of the responsibility that was pushing him across the age. But thanks all of you for your contribution. And one thing that I saw there with Charles when he was pulling ropes with Pastor Remy was on the love. Some people are saying this man didn't love his wife. Others are saying he loved the wife, but because of the circumstances, the challenge, he needs to raise a family and there was no solution, and he knew he would always rescue his wife. He didn't mean it to happen the other way around. But maybe you're both right. Some men could be loving their woman, but not knowing the best way to, the best way to actually react in situations, in circumstances. So that's what happens basically. We are almost coming to the end of our presentation, our talk show. It's been a blessing coming by. We'll appreciate your contribution. I'll just ask Remy to wrap it up. When it comes, just throw a little bit of light on the issue, on the aspect of money, love, relationship. What would be your advice for men? Should they marry before resources come, before they make resources, before they make money, or should they first make up the money and marry later?
You see, these two things, they're a little bit tricky.
Where can someone be secure?
Each one of us has a way he's brought up. And usually, if we are going to set a standard, it's going to be a little bit tricky for all of us.
Okay.
The thing is, it's until when a man feels that he's a man, that is when I would advise that man to marry. You're responsible enough. Because getting money doesn't mean that you're responsible.
Okay.
I've seen so many people who have gotten money, but they've become also irresponsible. They've run with every girl in town. They've hurt every heart. They've made heartbreaks. Some of them have even spoiled other people's relationships. Then on the other side of the women, is also the same. You know, if you stage yourself and you are not going to be responsible enough to have a territory of yours to fight for, and you're just like a money hunter, then you are going to create a lot of hurt. Because if it's about money, you will go with everyone to a level that if we were having a relationship with this beautiful girl and we are really looking forward to making a family, and boom, here comes another guy whose wallet is fat and tall. You know, that means then you'll go, you'll leave me heartbroken.
Okay.
But as you also go, you know that this guy is buying you off. And there's something particular he wants from you.
Okay.
So you'll have to sell off your loyalty to that guy. And by the time you come back, I've already lost the trust. Because as I said the other time, that in a relationship, communication is the key. But trust is the paddle. It's all about trust. You could be having all this money, but I would go back, this guy took me off my other guy. So that means he can run around and get any girl that he wants. And is how you find a guy is having a phone with very complicated names and how do you call that? Patterns. You know, the guy goes to.
They say the patterns, mostly it's ladies. When he's opening up her phone, the pattern is very crazy. It's full of spider web.
Yes. The guy goes to the bathroom. He first puts the phone in on the polythene bag, ties it around the waist as a Why? So that means I want to finish like this. It would be good. The best time for you to identify the woman that loves you and vice versa. It's the time when you are poor. It's the time when you are poor.
Men out there need to hear this because a bunch of guys, you find a church of 3,000 members with about 1,700 men. They're all in there waiting to first make resources before getting married. They want to make it big in the society. They want to impress.
And here's the problem. Imagine you've worked and you've made your money at 47. Now let's imagine you've gotten that money, now you have this girl and you're not so sure of her, so you date for 2 years. Then she tells you we have to enjoy like for 3 years before you get a baby. By the time you're 52, you're getting your kid. The baby is 6, it's in P1, you're 60.
That is your grandchild.
Now, here's the problem. Here's the problem. They invite you for the speech day of your son.
The station day.
The station day.
You go with the walking stick.
You go with the walking stick. The teacher stands.
The grandfather.
They say, we never invited your grandfather.
Don't bring your father.
The unfortunate bit is here. Let's say you're at 70 before your kid finishes university. You're going to leave problems. And that's how you're going to have a wasted kind of generation. And that's where we are, because we are too selfish. It's not about money. It's about true love. And the only way you can know that this girl really loves me is I have friends, I have people who have testified. People who put on the same underwear. They have one underwear. I'm telling you,
They wash it.
when someone is going to town, if it is a she puts it on. If it's a he puts it on. And that's love. And today they've made it. I've had these testimonies. The thing is, if we put money and problems, you see, you may think that it's about money. It's about fear of poverty. You're just scared. And when you're scared of poverty, poverty will come to you. Because money is a mind thing. It's a mind thing. Let me finish with this.
All right.
It's just a simple thing. He, I want to assume, is shorter than you.
Mhm.
But as long as he's close to you, that's when he's short.
Okay. Yes.
When he's alone, he's tall.
It's tall.
So the moment we begin to compare ourselves with others, you're this woman, you have your cars, you go there, and you are peeping at someone so spiny, then you will begin to put down your husband. Why did you pick there?
Okay. So